The other day I was reading my Bible in Psalm 68 and saw something interesting. Psalm 68 from verse 20 says this: "Blessed be the Lord who daily loads us with benefits, the God of our salvation, Selah." Our God is the God of salvation, and to God the Lord belongs escapes from death. But God will wound the head of his enemies, the hairy scalp of the one who still goes on in his trespasses. The Lord said, "I will bring back from Bashan, I will bring them back from the depths of the sea, that your foot may crush them in blood, and the tongues of your dogs may have their portion from their enemies. They have seen your procession, O God, the procession of my God, my King, into the sanctuary." Who or what is God bringing back from Bashan? And who are these them that God is bringing back from the depths of the sea, that his foot may crush them in blood?
We begin with that historic UFO hearing on Capitol Hill today. As we just said, the bipartisan push for transparency, certainly decades in the making. The nation watched gripping testimony of UAPs, accusations of a government cover-up, calls for action, and demands for greater transparency on this issue. What are these unidentified objects? Where did they come from? And are we alone?
A strange recurring theme in the UFO phenomenon is water. It's been reported that 1 in 5 UFO sightings involve unidentified craft being seen above or under bodies of water.
Yeah, a lot of these UFOs have been captured on video, some of them over water.
What is that?
And because of that, the U.S. Navy, with ships sailing in oceans across the entire world, has become a major source of UFO sightings, with hundreds of reported cases.
What is Bashan? There seems to be a link here between them being brought back from Bashan and those being brought back from the depths of the sea.
In the Bible, this territory is often referred to as Bashan. On this map, you can see where Bashan and the major cities were located. You can also see the territory of Argob, which was part of the kingdom of Og before the conquest. Anyway, it is also time to talk about a very famous individual from this region, and that's Og from the land of Bashan. In Deuteronomy chapter 3 verse 3, we read that Moses and his army destroyed the 60 cities of Og from Bashan. And King Og, the last of the Rephaites, was also slain. And some of you may say, oh, this is just a story, a fairy tale. But actually, if we look at this area, there are some really weird things that have been found over the years. What you are looking at now is Ruim El Hiri, a unique megalith complex in the Golan Heights, regarded as the Stonehenge of the Levant. It consists of 3 concentric circles of walls of various dimensions and a 4th semicircle and a central mount. The monument is made up of 40,000 tons of stones, with some weighing up to 50 tons each. This structure is dated to the early Bronze Age. The Hebrew name for this place is Gilgal Rephaim, meaning the Wheel of Giants. Scholars suggest various functions for the site, including a worship center, a mega dolmen, which means a giant tomb, and an ancient calendar. Whatever it was, it is certainly very weird and mysterious. And we don't know exactly when this place was destroyed and how it looked in its original shape. But what we do know is that this is not the only so-called dolmen found in this area. Actually, there are many of those sites that are only found on the east side of the Jordan River. And as you remember, this is the area of the Bashan where King Og lived and where he had his 60 cities that were destroyed by the Israelites. So it's quite interesting that in this area where a giant lived, you have those weird structures that remind us of this ancient civilization.
Giants, like the Genesis 6:4 story that was a major reason for the flood? Well, some do say that where there are stories of giants in the modern day, UFOs are not far behind. Watch.
The Australian author Boyron believed that incidents of the giants that he had been told about by the natives were related to UFO activity. And from what he could put together, there was some kind of UFO base deep in the mountains of central Guadalcanal, and it involved these giants. And at the same time, there was some kind of underwater UFO base there as well.
Eyewitness accounts of UFOs have been documented on the Solomon Islands for years. And mysteriously, details reveal that the UFOs seem to rise out of the surrounding ocean where warships sank in World War II and vanish into a remote mountain lake on the island.
People often talk about seeing light not only in the sky, but in the ocean as well. That you see lights in the ocean, and then you see lights flying past overhead as well, and sometimes crushing into the ocean, like a plane crashing.
I have wondered whether this verse has anything to do with the coming war. Maybe the same war mentioned in Revelation 19 against the beast and his armies. What do you guys think? Does Psalm 68 verse 22 have anything to do with giants and UFOs or USOs? Are we heading to a time like that which existed at the time of Noah? Let me know. I have included the links to the videos I featured in the video description, so feel free to check them out. Thank you for your time, and God bless you.